Hi everyone, my name is Rachel Shupak, I'm a TBI, and today we are going to be talking about shifting gaze. The three goals of this video include your understanding of what is shifting gaze, how can you employ strategies for visual attention to shifting gaze, and what is your child's preferred plane of travel. So what is shifting gaze? It's the ability to focus on an object, shift your visual attention or your focus to another object, and then look back at that first object presented. Now, what are you looking for? Does the child maintain attention to the first object presented? Then, do they look at the second object that is presented? And after looking at the second object, does their gaze shift back to the first object? Does the child shift gaze right away? And if not, how long did it take the child to look at the other object? So why is this important? The child's ability to shift gaze within the same quadrant gives the child a sense of what path they are going to utilize when attempting tracking activities. Practicing shifting gaze will prepare the child for horizontal or vertical tracking. Additionally, shifting gaze gets the child ready for communication skills such as making choices or identifying what they want. In my first video, I talked about maintaining visual attention. That is a key part in shifting gaze. So if you haven't seen it or you need a reminder, the link will be below in the description. In those videos, I also provide a full list of different materials that I use when doing these visual activities. When choosing materials, use something that is shiny or something that lights up, or an object that is your child's preferred color, or is a familiar toy or household object. My suggestion for using materials for a shifting gaze activity, you want to use two objects that have very similar characteristics, such as both of those objects are the same color. So we are going to begin by grabbing both of our objects. And we are going to say that my child prefers the color red. So I'm going to choose this red ball, and I'm also going to choose this red ribbon. We are going to start by presenting the first object in your child's preferred quadrant or their preferred visual field. For my child, we are going to be using their upper left quadrant. So the first thing that we are going to do is we are going to maintain visual attention to our first object. So you're going to place the object in their preferred field about 3 to 6 inches away from their face. Hold it there for a couple seconds and then do whatever you need to do to grab attention to that object. So tap. If you have a flashlight, you can illuminate. Shake the object. Once the child is focused on your first object, you're going to take your second object and you're going to present it in the same quadrant that you're already working in. And you're going to place it about 3 to 6 inches away from your first object. So take your second object and place it in that quadrant. You are going to leave your second object in place, but your child may need an auditory or physical cue to bring attention to that second object. So you might have to shake it, or tap it, or whatever you need to do to maintain attention to that second object. And you are going to look to see if your child went and shifted their gaze from object number 1 to object number 2. If you see that your child does shift their gaze from object number 1 to object number 2, make sure you encourage and praise this behavior because it is only going to promote this visual skill even further. If they were able to shift their gaze from object number 1 to object number 2, you're going to use the same procedure to see if they can shift back to the first object. So again, if we were here and you were shaking your second object and they have maintained their attention to that second object, you will stop moving the second object. And now you want to bring attention to that first object again. So wiggle, shake, tap, whatever need to do and see if your child is able to look from object number 2 back to object number 1. When doing this exercise, take note if your child was able to shift their gaze to that second object, and if there was any latency or wait time when your child was looking from object number 1 to object number 2. Also take note if your child was able to look from object number 2 back to the original object. You can also practice shifting gaze vertically as well. So if you wanted your child to look from one point and then look up at an object, you can do that. So to show you an example, you would take your first object, present it in the preferred quadrant or visual field, bring attention to the object, however you need to do that, and then you're going to take your second object and you're going to present it about 3 to 6 inches away from the other object. And your child may need that auditory or physical cue, so shake your object, wiggle it, tap it, whatever you need, and see if your child was able to shift their gaze up to that second object. And again, you can bring the child's shift of gaze back to the original object by stop shaking or tapping your second object, and then shake, tap, wiggle your original object and see if your child brings their focus back. Here are some things to consider when practicing shifting gaze. Preferred plane of travel refers to what direction your child is the most comfortable tracking in. So for example, if your child was able to shift their gaze from the left to the right, when you practice tracking activities, you are going to start your object to the left and then slowly have your child track the object to the right. That is their preferred path of travel. Focus on one preferred plane of travel before challenging your child to move on to a different plane. What does that mean exactly? Let's say you're working on shifting gaze from left to right. You want to perfect this skill with your child first before you move on to having them shift gaze from right to up. If you do try a different plane and you notice that your child is having trouble with this, go back to the beginning and work on that original path that you started with. Then there's also wait time. Allow your child time to maintain their attention to that first object before you show the second object. Allow wait time after showing that second object before you do any kind of physical or auditory cues. If at any point your child loses focus, start from the beginning. As always, the last thing to consider is your backlight, your background, and contrast. Remember to limit the amount of glare or bright lights during the vision exercises. Background should be as plain and simple as possible, and use bold colored objects that stand out from the background for contrast. So for the takeaway, what did you observe? Did you notice your child's preferred plane of travel? Was your child able to shift their gaze from the original object to a second object? Was your child able to shift their gaze from that second object back to the first object? How can you incorporate shifting gaze into daily life activities such as mealtime or bedtime or even getting dressed? Let me know how your child does with the shifting gaze exercise. And let me know if you have any questions or concerns about the activity. You know I'm always here to help. Until next time!